I'm Jay from Green Jay Landscaping. Welcome to Landscapes for Better Living. Here's a very important thing to remember, a question often asked. Do we plant during the summer? We plant any time that the ground is not frozen. But we have to take special care when the thermometer hits 90 degrees and it exceeds that. And that's because it's very difficult to keep things hydrated, including us. So we must hydrate continually, ourselves first, and the plants. So what we're doing here is we're transplanting. Transplanting in the 90-degree heat is extremely stressful for all concerned, including us. That means, what can we do to observe the best practices? So the first thing we do is we hydrate the plant before we dig it out of the ground. So we water it, make it easier to dig, and also reduces the stress. Then once we pull the plant out of the ground, we dig a hole. We make sure that we don't just use a shovel, because what the shovel does is it glazes the side. It puts a soil shield that it makes it difficult for the roots, and especially these root hairs, to grow in. This is the life. This is where the fungi and the bacteria, the mycorrhizal, grow for woody plants. It grows out into the possibilities and resources for life exist. Okay, that would be into the soil. But to make this the best possible landscape environment, the best biosphere that you can have, we need to prepare this ground by breaking it up and with a pickaxe first. So we have a lot of clods of rock and heavy soil, and we even found a piece of glass in here and all kinds of junk, okay? So we have nice mineral soil, but it's heavy clay, which will hold water, which is good, but it will also hold too much water, which may drown the plants, also may inhibit the roots from getting in there. So in any case, what we're gonna do is we hydrated the plant. We dug up a bigger hole, a $50 hole for a $5 plant, okay? Not the other way around. Don't put a $50 plant in a $5 hole. That won't work, okay? It might live for a while, like most of these plants that were existing in the landscape. They lived, but they didn't thrive. They didn't grow. Fertilizing them doesn't do any good. You have to plant them properly. You have to do it now. This is your one chance to get it right. So once again, we dig a proper hole. We use our magical elixir of biochar, compost, Stone Barns compost, Organic Mechanics biochar and compost mix. Gives us all the organic ingredients, the live bacteria, the fungi that we need to get the plant to grow. We amend the soil, which means we mix it into the soil. We just don't throw it in there. We mix it into the existing soil. We take advantage of the bacterial relationship, the fungal relationship this plant has with its existing soil. We don't disrupt that entirely. We improve upon it by the addition of this better soil medium. And what that's going to do is this is going to encourage the plant to increase the viability of its immune system. The immune system will be strengthened by the addition of these very important and somewhat expensive biostimulants. So now we're ready to plant. So now the plant is hydrated, the hole is hydrated, the soil is amended, and we're going to backfill it. Once we backfill it, before we do, here's a very important part. The plant roots are exposed. We put water in the hole. We put a slight amount of Roots M. Roots M has the mycorrhizal inoculant for the fungi that woody plants need to grow properly. We water the hole, and we water the plant. So when we backfill it and we add water, the water hits that surface of the water soil surface that is now somewhat firmer. That allows us to water it and know that the water is going to hit that moist soil and then uptake by the plant instead of pass through. That's very critical in the heat. Then, in addition to that, we're not done, okay? We're going to use Bioplex, which is a biostimulant, and we're going to use Yucca, and that's going to make the water wetter, and that's going to enable the plant to take up even more water. And this is also used for transplanting at 90 degrees. So that is the best way to do it. I'm holding the spirea together basically so that we can properly get the soil around the base of the plant. Now also, since we made it moist, there are air pockets. Air is good, but we also want to tamp it in so that the roots do come in contact with the soil the moist soil and everything else. I released the plant and it's perfectly fine. And here we are in the critical mature tree transplanting exercise. So what we did here is we used a mini excavator to excavate the holes. First we had the utilities marked to make sure we're not going to hit the gas line and blow everybody up, or hit the water line or something else. Give ourselves a nice big hole. Once again, these roots move out of the root ball. We have to be careful too. You see that where this is, when you dig a tree up in the field, the flare is buried by the soil. So the actual true elevation is here. Only in our landscape environment does the trunk go straight into the ground, and nature trees flare out. Okay, and what they're doing now is they're backfilling, use a combination of compost and biochar. In this case, Soilution and organic mechanics. What we're also going to do is we're going to, since it's going to be 99 degrees today, we're going to water the hole before we finish backfilling. Okay, then we're going to water this. Then we're going to add Bioplex and Moisture Manager, which is a product that's going to help us get, and quantum growth as well. If you like what you've seen, check out our website, greenjadelandscaping.com.